In fact, he went on to win the Silver Slugger Award, which is given to the top hitter in each field position, and he made the All-Star team. More importantly, his team began to see him as a leader, and he has kept that important role every season since we had our initial phone call. In another case, I worked with a player who was a classic reluctant leader. In fact, he was committed to not taking on a leadership role. Despite this player's reservations, his character, work ethic, and talent ensured that he became the leader, and he will always hold a prominent place in his team's history. The bottom line is that leaders come in many forms. We often talk about natural leaders, people born with the talent and personality traits to blossom when given a positive environment. The fact of the matter is, great leaders are not born, they are made, whether it happens on a ball field or in a conference room. This book provides common sense solutions to issues often perceived as major problems in the corporate environment. Too often, we muddy the water by combining coaching and training, neglecting the difference between these two activities. Training is teaching work skills. It usually focuses on processes, procedures, tools, and technology. Coaching is harnessing those skills to best fit the work environment. Coaches create an environment in which leaders can lead. It's about putting skills in context, the key to cultivating a strong leadership at every level of your organization. In short, leadership is learned. It emerges through trial and error, which is made easier when you adhere to common sense approaches to the work process. This book guides potential leaders through the process of self-evaluation to determine if they have the tools to succeed. If you decide to become a leader, then you are supported through a process to develop the necessary skills. Remember, it takes more than a title to make a leader. True leaders are defined by their performance and by how they touch people's lives every day. Chapter 1. Let common sense be your guide to leading. I was invited to speak at an international life coaching convention a few years ago and asked the person who had contacted me by phone, "What do you do?" She said, "We certify corporate coaches and life coaches." I was curious, so I asked her, "What do you personally do?" She said, "I'm a certified life and corporate coach." Her voice and enthusiasm had given me the impression that she was quite young, so I asked her how old she was. "I'm 21, she said. That fact alone gave me some reservations about this young woman's organization. After all, experience, both in the workplace and life in general, is crucial to coaching. Before declining, I decided to get a second opinion. I called a friend of mine who was a corporate executive and I asked, "What are some criteria you use to hire life coaches and corporate coaches?" He laughed and he said, "Their hair has to be grayer than mine." That made the decision for me. There are so many organizations that make money off coaching certification programs without setting clear standards for the people they claim to serve. They plant an idea in the minds of these young people, leading them to believe they can be successful when they're not really qualified to coach. That's not to say that someday they won't have enough experience under their belts to be effective coaches, but certifying recent college grads who have spent limited time in any professional situation sends the wrong message about what coaching entails. I think leadership falls into that same category. There are obviously many types of leadership. The inherited leadership, especially in family-owned businesses. Corporate leadership, where board members talk about who is next in line to be CEO or chairman. And there are top performers, especially in sales, where it's easy to set up a leaderboard and